Hello there, and today I am on this pedestal as we'll be reviewing this Lego Star Wars Venator, and there is a trailer for it which I have found, so I'll put that on screen for you now.
New from Lego Star Wars, the Clone Wars have begun. Help protect the galaxy with the new Republic attack cruiser. You can man the cannons, load the rockets, and prepare to launch with Chancellor Palpatine and his elite commandos. Let's go! Now you're ready to join the battle. But watch out for droid bombers.
Fine, droid bombers at 9 o'clock.
Help the Republic fight the droid army with the Lego Star Wars Republic attack cruiser from the new Lego Star Wars collection. Each set.
And I always love looking back on the old Lego Star Wars adverts, as they're just so cooler compared to what you see nowadays, and especially with the different toy store adverts, they just aren't what they used to be. And this is one of my most wanted sets. The AT-RT was also, and the gunship. They are my top 3 sets that I've wanted. I've got 2 of them, and now we've got an awesome Coruscant Guard gunship. I'll have to get it sometime by the new year, especially if there's double points, as that's when you're really getting the most value for your money. However, we will be looking at the Venator today, and it is a set that is over 10 years old, so we'll be seeing how it fares up to sets nowadays and perhaps improving it at some point in the future. Now, I did get a few Lego Star Wars sets growing up. This was my first ever Lego set that I can remember, and I think I also got gifted the Lego Luke's Landspeeder at the time, and since then we've got so many more. But this set was always the one you wanted. You always want the bigger set. They come with the most minifigures, the most pieces, and are generally the larger size models. Now, of course, we have all the UCS models nowadays that aren't too far off this, so I will be measuring it up to the new UCS Venator, as the pieces from this set only set you back about £100 compared to the £560 of the new UCS set. So let's get this down and take a look at it. And I have actually cleared the front, so I can lift it up for you now. And if I don't drop it, you can see that there is a carry handle for this model. However, I have it situated on this white Lego base plate and using these studio pieces from the Friends sets that actually hold up the lighting on the edge of the set. And if we remove this base, just like so, you can see that these pieces are all one piece, and it's very nice and handy just to stick into the Venator. And even if you want to take it down at any point, it comes off very easily. And now you've got the Venator. Mr. Jar Jar Binks. Now, I forgot to add it when I was doing my review, but this set used to be £100 and actually came out June of 2009, which was 5 months after this battle pack came out. So I'd only been getting Lego for 5 months at the point of this set coming out. No chance of me getting it, but it did retail for I think £102.99, which puts it just over 8p a brick, as it comes with just over 1,000 pieces, perhaps 8.5p a brick, which is about 10 cents. And the set now for new, so that's in box with all the stickers, goes for about £500 on Bricklink, which is insane. However, as I said, you can brick it out for nearly £100. If you want the stickers, it will cost a bit extra, but stick around, be sure to subscribe so you see how I modify mine, and perhaps it will save you some money, and we can even get it down to below the price that the set retailed at. Hello there, and as you can see, now that the Venator is on my desk, I had to pick an angle that best showed it off, and I think top down just shows you all of the detail along the front, and it's not entirely accurate. I suppose you could say this is meant to come out a little bit and be wider up here, but for a playset, this just nails it perfectly. You can see all the turrets can spin and have that movability you don't get in the new UCS version, which is a shame, though. If you really wanted to spin the turrets, I'm sure you could make it happen. And even got the correct amount of stripes, 5 stripes on the side here. And usually if you buy this set directly, you'll have stickers all over it, and they even have a sticker of the logo, which again is printed on the UCS set. When I first parted out this set, I did replace this 6x6 tile with studs to make and brick out that logo, as it's nice that we're now getting a printed one with the UCS set. But I just think having the Lego bricks makes it look that much better, especially for a Lego set. And we do have this front that does open up, and you can see all the interior inside. This is actually Palpatine's office and made to look like Palpatine's office on Coruscant, which it does do very nicely. And again, there is usually a sticker here for his desk. However, I feel like for a Venator, they could have had a bridge, and it's what gives it the chunky look at the side. But we'll come to that later. And right at the front here, there is also a little pod that just clips into the Technic pin with the stud, and inside is one of the only exclusive or rarer pieces that come with the set, and that is this Death Star plan piece. Now this is just a headpiece with the Death Star logo printed on, but it makes for a really awesome set. As you can see, you've got the Death Star dish on this side and represents the little red hologram that Dooku has in Attack of the Clones. And of course we know that they are aboard some sort of Venator or early Star Destroyer, which was the predecessor, well, the Venator was the predecessor to the Star Destroyer. At the end of Revenge of the Sith, where they're seen to start building the Death Star. And overall, this is a really nice design. You can see that if I turn it on its side, it's got still quite a bit of detail. It's less greebling and more just a flat surface on the side. But you do have this turret at the front, and it's stable enough to be seated on the side and perhaps not to be wiggled around, as there is, if we lift up both these wings, a little play feature in the center, and it is this little missile or torpedo chute, which if you load with the torpedoes that you get in the set, you'll be able to turn this knob on the side and one by one they fall out, which is a really cool play feature, especially if you're trying to destroy, I believe it's the Vulture droid that this set would have been sold alongside. And once again, to load it, you just pop them in the middle. And it's a feature that you don't really see in many sets, especially of this size, as they could have just left it hollow or created a little hanger, which would make a fine addition to this set's other features. And you can see it's some of the upgrades that they've decided to work with for the UCS set. And just don't forget to fold the wings down. It's got this nice sloped look on the side, and we're not even done with all of the play features. So on the back, if you open up this chute here, like so, you can wiggle out a little escape pod, which is really cool. It does fit a character in, which can be a clone or some sort of other figure. And though we don't really see him used with Venators and they're more used with Grievous's ship, it's a nice addition just to fill this back bit here rather than bricking it up. And likewise, this whole middle bit does pop out into some sort of control room and cockpit for you to sit a pilot droid. Though I don't have any of the minifigures with this set, as I just have it on display, I do have all the minifigures, some of which I've even customized, like the Palpatine. But if you piece this out alongside buying the new gunship, you'll have the new updated Palpatine, which go really well with this set. Or you could build yourself a custom Yularen and Rex, which of course I have. If you haven't seen, the videos are up on my channel. So I encourage you to check them out, as it's such a cheap way of making Yularen compared to buying the UCS set. Now you can see just how long this set is on camera, as it covers pretty much most of my desk. But how long is that? Well, my desk is about 80 centimeters, so this must be somewhere in the region between 50 and 60 centimeters. And if we measure it and try not to let the tape measure slip, you can see it is about 50, I'd say about 53 centimeters long. For those of you working in inches, is about 21 inches. And even wide, it just comes over 30 centimeters, which is hard to see on camera. But it is a very impressive model, and I'd say that's about half the size of the UCS version. So that's half in this dimension and that, but it's probably the same thickness as the UCS set because of this interior at the front that just rises this part of the build up so much, and it could definitely have been made thinner. But it's one of the features that they had to adjust to make it a good playset. And of course, like most of the sets nowadays, we've seen it on gunships. We've even seen it on the latest ATTE. There is a carry handle, which just enables you to pick it up and swoosh it around. And the set isn't that fragile that you have to be careful when swooshing it. You could probably even knock it quite a few times and it would still be all right to display. And that's just it with this set. It's not a display set. It's not going to look the best on a shelf. I mean, I think it looks pretty cool on my shelf, but it is made to be played with, and the play features do outweigh its displayability. However, I do think this is the best angle from on top, showing you the whole top of it. And you can see we've got the bridges and all the other little parts of the ship. And if you are looking for a cheap way of getting the Venator, perhaps this is your best bet, as it's still bigger than pretty much all of the other sets. I mean, if I were to get the recent clone wall card just off screen here, you can see that if I line it up with the front of the Venator, it's about 3/4, just over half of the length, but still doesn't compare to the size of this massive capital ship. And it would be so nice if we got a Separatist one to go along with it. I have seen a few customs out there, most notably one from a Lego account called Forged in Lego. About a year ago, I think the video was, they made an invisible hand with a full working interior. Honestly, the video is amazing, so I'll leave that linked in the description or on the community tab somewhere. And that would really be a fine addition to go alongside this. But I will be making a video in the future, hopefully not too long, upgrading this model and just making it a bit more accurate and flushing out the interior, as I'm not sure Palpatine's office really fits with a build of a Venator. I suppose he most probably did have an office on a Venator at some point, though his main office was on Coruscant, and I'd have rather had a bridge build here, which would have meant the Venator didn't have to be so tall. But I hope you enjoy this, and do subscribe, hit the notifications button down below, as well as liking this video to be sure that you don't miss any of the other Venator videos, as I have a few different designs coming out in the lead up to the UCS's release, and you will not want to miss them. Anyway, thank you so much for the support. I did mention in the description of yesterday's video that if you subscribe, technically you are a part of the 501st, as me and my first 500 subscribers will make our own little 501st. So if the videos aren't reason enough for subscribing, then that has to be. And let's get to 500 subscribers before Christmas. May the bricks be with you always.